Yo, what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Nate the Great coming at you with another live. You already know. If you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. To all the returning friends and family, you already know it's peace and blessings. Give y'all a little bit of time to tune in, just in case some of you people didn't get the notification or whatever. I already see two people in here. Yo, really salute my guy. Chris, you already know, bro. Happy Sunday to all. Hope everybody, had a blessed Sunday. And for those who are in areas where it could be raining, then if you're driving, be careful on the roads. Certain spots they might have got snow, be careful on the roads. Appreciate y'all for tuning in earlier for the music, even though they try to hate, but at least they let us go a little longer than expected. And definitely appreciate those for tuning in this morning. Yeah, this is definitely part two to last night's live. So, like I said, uh, we're gonna have to really start buckling down. And I'm saying it like this: parents, godparents, everybody gonna have to start buckling down and really start giving these kids the education they possibly need. And the reason why I say that is because there's too many darn agendas that's being pushed. Again, you want your kids to feel safe. You want your kids to really just be kids and not have to worry about all the other things that are going on right now, especially things they ain't really aware of or things that they still confused on. Yo, Alan, salute. I see you, Miss Cheesecake. Myers, appreciate you. Score, see you in here, baby. But this is the truth, though. There's too many agendas being pushed. Platty, see y'all in here. But there's too many darn agendas being pushed. You know, like I said, there should be no reason why some of these schools have already implemented that as far as, like I said, sharing the bathrooms between the kids. You want this one to identify as this, and it's too much. You telling the kid they can identify as this they can identify as this today, and then tomorrow they can identify. You giving them too much. I'm sorry. There's just some things that kids should be shielded from until they get old enough to grasp what's going on. And again, we know sometimes you can't even really go. You can't go too many places without seeing something along those lines with those agendas. You can't even watch certain things on TV. You gotta definitely watch and make sure that you watching a wholesome damn cartoon or not. If they ain't teaching the kids cursing in that cartoon, they teaching them how to accept everything that's going on in this world right now. Certain people keep trying to say, yeah, acceptance, acceptance. No. Listen, I can accept you living your life the way you see fit. But what I can't accept is you, again, pushing that agenda on these kids. Like I said, it's bad enough you got to worry about TV and you got to worry about the stuff on, and you got to worry about the internet, because if they ain't on their game systems, if they ain't watching TV, they on the internet surfing. It's barely any kids really going out and about. Like I said, it's too dangerous in certain spots for these kids to even go out and have fun, because you got reckless idiots that do shit too. That's what I'm saying. Certain things need to be implemented. It definitely does. I see you, Liz. Kenny, salute. See y'all in here. Liz, you could have watched that game, could have caught the replay. I love you too, baby. Even though you messed up my club floor with all your cartwheels, I ain't even saying nothing no more. I'm just leave that. I'm gonna leave it alone. Yeah, like you gotta look at it. Some of this stuff they was already trying to implement, but you see, like I said, we as adults, we seen some of it now as we deciphered it. We seen it for what it was. They was already kind of like throwing it at us, but it wasn't on a heavy level as far as the movies and as far as the shows and stuff like that. You know, and even though it was certain things that they was trying to implement, we didn't fucking pay that no mind. We didn't even know what was what. I'm sorry, we didn't. We didn't realize about certain things with Disney and Nickelodeon and all these other. We didn't realize that when we was coming the hell up because there was certain things that was oblivious to us. And even when we thought it was something, we still overlooked it. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't pushed as crazy as it is now. You can't go not one step without seeing something that's being pushed on these kids, man. Not one thing. And that's the sad part about it, you know? And see, I could be honest with you. There's some '90s kids that I know for a fact that's not too far from under me, and they ain't even. They were still shielded to a degree. They wasn't going through it. I'm gonna say all these different agendas as far as now. Then got started. They started pushing. I'm gonna say about for the last 10 years. If you want to be technical, because like I said, it was certain things on TV that they would literally have a problem with. Now you want to tell me certain shows was getting canceled just because you try to say it was foul language or it was how you say it was insensitive to everybody else, so on and so forth, or it was too controversial. But meanwhile, you showing controversial stuff to these kids day in and day out. Make it make sense. You have to make that really make sense. Facts. So I'm saying there's some people that, like I said, the '90s. I can't even fully say it was started in the '90s. Prime example. All of this, the sagging of the pants. Yeah, we know that goes back deeper, but we know who really infiltrated with some of this stuff. And I can't say all the rappers was doing it at first. No, there was a select few that was doing it when they brought that style back out. It was like, why? And y'all know the backgrounds of that story and why it just shouldn't be. I said they always trying to push something that these kids don't really need to be seen. And this was what I was saying last night. You know, community is definitely changed up. There's no more morals and compassion. That's why I said when it comes to certain things, I'm standing on that. And I really stand on any agenda that's pushed against the kid. Just like when they were trying to force these kids to get these vaccinations and all this other shit. I felt they shouldn't have been forced to do shit. I'm sorry. It's like y'all trying to do so much and y'all feel that's the best way to do it is get these kids. Oh yeah, my fault. Let me do this the right way. Cause I ain't saying no. Let me put my disclaimer up. Fuck out of here. I'm sorry, y'all, because it's starting to get me mad every time I think about it. You definitely need to make sure your kid is protecting on all angles. And if you already know you don't want to see these type of things happening, and if you feel that your kid would be better off, then you send your kid, or you homeschool your kid. You send your kid to another school where they are going to be safe, or you homeschool. And some of y'all at some point going to end up homeschooling because if it's not people getting sick again because of these spikes again, it's too much crazy stuff. It's too much shootings happening. It's too much everything happening. It's crazy, man. I don't see how the hell y'all even feel good, and I can say that to the people that need to hear it. I don't see how y'all feel comfortable even promoting all of this, and then you want to try to be logical with it, but you can't be logical with that. These kids shouldn't be forced into certain doctrines that you're trying to incorporate. And yes, I can say that because you're not going to be able to tell me as a grown man you won't feel comfortable telling the kid, oh no, let me say this the right way. You're not going to feel comfortable telling a girl she could be a guy and vice versa. You're not going to tell me that Shauna is going to be a Sean and Billy's going to be a Brittany. We can't do that. Sorry. We're not doing that. And I don't see how you can accept it or how you can even sleep with yourself at night, period. And I'm sorry. I could look down on that part right there because certain things I just would never push. And even to this day, it's certain things. I ain't the best example to some degrees, but I don't do certain things that I know for a fact is going to put the kids in harm's way. And I ain't going to sit there and not tell them something in particular if they know they might need to hear something. And that's a whole fact. There's too much going on. That's why I said it's a whole different field of play now. Like I said, and then some of these teachers are only going to go with this damn agenda because they ain't trying to lose their job. They ain't trying to lose their little quote unquote, cushy job, if that's what you want to call it. They ain't trying to lose that. But then my thing is too, how can you get mad when some of these kids don't want to participate in some of these things you trying to, have conversations about? Some of these kids ain't trying to hear about that right away. They not. Yo, East Dad, salute. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. I just heard that same shit too, so that shit got me tight. I'm like, wait, what? Like, how y'all implementing stuff like that and then, you know, walk around here like you're, like, come on, man. Like, it's no way you can tell me that it's all right. And then you're going to try to say, oh, but we're educating the kids. No, you're not educating the kids. You're confusing them. You're confusing them because now, look, they see something that they know for a fact don't look normal. What's the first thing they're going to start doing? They're going to start asking questions. You know? Exactly. They man, somebody, and like I said before, that's another reason why I said you got to start educating them because they still got these old, outdated curriculums, man. And then what they want to push is this stuff that we know for a fact. Look, we got like we see this shit day in and day out. Way too much going on, man. Because your child doesn't want to participate in certain things, right? You feel it's good to just try to no. Like you can't get mad when a kid decides they don't want to learn about certain things, especially when it's things that they still not really hip to. They don't got no prior knowledge to. Just like I said, these kids nowadays, shoot, I ain't even nowadays. These young kids can't even really keep a specific routine going every day. You got some kids that got a specific routine before they even do whatever, but they ain't even man. Listen, it's crazy over here, man. It's like how, and I mean how do some of y'all just even accept it? Yeah, bro, that's a whole fact. That's what I'm saying. It's that's because back in the days it was just certain things that they knew for a fact they wasn't trying to have us being, you know, aware of because that's how it was. Keep this under wraps. When they get old enough to find out, or they get old enough to really start asking questions, then they can ask questions. You know, it's sad when there's certain things that's being promoted, and then your kids is coming to you asking you what these things are. You know, and that's why I said sometimes you gotta watch what you even saying in front of the kids. Because you don't know what you could be saying around them or what they could overhear. Because sometimes these kids, they eavesdrop. And sometimes it don't be purposely. But if you on the phone loud as hell and you telling your homegirl about you using something or you doing something along those natures that you shouldn't even be talking crazy about in front of your kid, that's what I'm saying. Where does the value go? You know, like you gotta protect them. Facts. Chris, that's a whole fact right there, bro. That's because it was embedded in our head. And even if we thought we was going quick, nah, nigga, you gonna have to do something because you ain't just gonna be sitting around for free. And that's a whole fact. So I'm saying, like, it's crazy how you could sit here, you implement certain things, right? And the crazy part about it, and like I said, this is for educational purposes. And these are just my opinions and my views on. I don't see how you legalize same-sex marriage, right? But you took forever to legalize weed. You did that before you did legalizing weed. And weed is probably the most harmless thing, period. You try to say you don't want to promote certain drug use, but then you promoting homosexuality and certain other things of that nature. And to the kids on top of that, inside of the schools. So explain to me, how does that make sense and how does that even add up? Yo, Yellow, salute my guy. You been missing for a little bit, bro. Hope all good with you, man. You know, missed the club and everything. I think somebody done fell and broke their hip on the dance floor. I don't know. But, you know. I see you, Ruthie. Blessings. There it is. You know, it's so crazy how, and that's why I said for all those parents and even grandparents, whoever's raising these kids or whoever's raising the kids, period, y'all gotta literally be on the forefront for them that, because they attacking them on so many damn angles that it's not even funny. And the reason why I say they shouldn't be presented that way, because let's be real, we know kids is cruel. We always kids. We done did some cruel shit here and there. Even if we ain't fully, even if we was just unknowledgeable on why we was doing it, you know, like I said, everybody has said or done something cruel, period, as a kid. Now imagine now you telling these kids that they could identify however they want to identify themselves. Then when they go to school, guess what? Some of these kids are still not trying to hear that. Some of them kids are still going to do what they're going to do. And then what you going to say? Oh, you gay bash. Oh, you no, it's not that. It's just your kid should be a kid. If he a boy, let him stay a boy until he decide what he want to do in life. If she a girl, let her be a girl. Why y'all trying to make this such a big thing that we is but no, look, again, you are entitled. Yeah, I feel like y'all already won. I'm sorry. I feel like your community kind of already won. That had to have been the biggest step, legalizing that. Because now that gave free to certain people to come out, but then just mess up the game even more. We got to figure something out to really target these kids. Like I said, you forcing things that shouldn't be forced at all. Let these kids remain kids. And like I said, I don't have no problems, no issues with anybody living their life the way they see fit. But when you start bringing it to the kids, I'm going to be on your neck about it. Yo, Trey, salute. Exactly, Liz. You got to make it make sense, man. So you gonna tell me it's cool to, and then some of y'all parents, y'all really going with that agenda too. It got me uptight about it. So you telling me it's all right for your kid to go out in the world with a bra and panties on, or go out here in a dress, or go out here in a wig and makeup? That's what you telling your son? Like, are you really? And it's the sad part. Some of y'all really do certain things just to be a part of some sort of fucking movement or revolution, and then that revolution always has some stain of controversy on it, and that's the stain of controversy right there. How can you sit here and force feed these kids thoughts and ideas that don't resonate? Like I said, when they get a certain age and they decide they gonna make whatever decision they gonna make, then that's all it is. Kid don't even know 9 out of 10 in the morning if he gonna want juice or he gonna want soda, or he gonna want some sort of whatever in the morning. Don't know what he gonna want to eat in the morning. One morning he might want eggs and toast. Next minute he might want fucking cold cuts. You don't know. Because they always switch up every day. Every day is a new switch up for them. They might want to do karate this day. The next day they probably want to do basketball or some sort of fucking sport. They're like, come on. So how can you force feed them that? How? Nah, son. I mean, because come on, man. If anybody with any type of decency and a shred of dignity, y'all would sit there and understand that this is not a fucking game no more. It's not. Kids need protection on all borderlines. You know, like I said, even when it comes down to your overall protection and safety, everything should be revamped. Metal detectors in the school, cameras in the school. Shoot, they just need better security sometimes. They just need people that's actually going to pay attention to their job and do what they fucking supposed to do. That's a whole fact, Chris. You already know they are your offspring. So if you're going to allow your offspring to go into this madness of an agenda, then by all means, you can't get mad when certain things do happen. Because remember, it is a cruel world. What you think gonna happen? You got your kid out here confused. Everybody is looking at them. You know, like I said, it's not to be funny. It's not saying everybody is ignorant and everybody's a no, it's not that issue. But you have ignorance. Hence why I said the kids should just be kids. You got people who are ignorant that won't care about nothing. And then now look, your kid is in harm's way. Hey, Pindar, blessings. I see you in here. For those who just tuned in, y'all already know, hit the like button. If y'all new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. It's the truth, though. Can't tell me that they supposed to reap of the benefits. And then they all benefiting off this to a degree. They are. Another satisfied customer. Another person that's going to be down with the cause. Like, come on. Like I said, at least let them get a decent age before you try to throw a lot. And some of the stuff on TV, that's why I said it's hard to even watch TV now. And I think if I honestly had young kids, I don't think I'd be letting them watch too much of nothing. And if I did, I would make sure that they could watch it. There's nothing that shouldn't be in there. Sad when you really got to sit down and watch TV with your kids until a certain age because you don't want them exposed to certain shit. And I think that's the saddest thing in the world. Like I said, I don't have no problems with you being comfortable with you as a whole. But you're not gonna sit here and keep force feeding this shit to the kids, man. And the sad part about it all is that I really think that man upstairs is really like frowning upon that. This is really the new day Sodom and Gomorrah. I'm sorry, it is. People don't know which way is left and which way is right. Come on, man. Shit is retarded. Some of y'all allowing your kids to do shit that you know for a fact is gonna have dire consequences. It's just too much, man. Too much. Y'all at least want to try to make a better shield for them, man. Yo, popcorn salute. Nah, bro, because come on, son. Like, come on. Anybody with common knowledge would know that shit, man. You can't set your kid up for failure, man. That's the one thing you should never do. Set up your kid for any type of failure. You want to protect your kids the best way possible, but you also want to make sure they straight and that they don't either become another casualty of war, a casualty of ignorance, any type of casualty, you know? Or you don't want them taking that chance on getting locked up, because guess what? When it's all said and done, they ain't caring now. They not. They didn't picture you doing something the way you end up getting arrested, or your kid end up getting arrested. You did something that could have been avoided. You know, like, come on. It's too much to think about, man. Stop telling these girls they could be men and stop telling these men they could be girls. No, that's not the way that works. And see, I was going to say something along these lines, but I'm going to just leave it like that because I don't want to hear nothing about no false information when it's not even information. It's just facts. I'm going to just say one celebrity in particular, you literally, you reverse roles. You turn your daughter into a man, you turn your man into a daughter. Just by the things that they wearing and things that they doing. But I forgot, you got to push that agenda. Then you got another one. How could you sit here and even feel comfortable with the notion of your son becoming or trying to become a woman? And you supporting it. That's what I'm saying. It's too much. It's definitely too much. And when you say things on a logical level, they want to try to debate you. You can't debate what the hell is knowledgeable. You can't. Yo, still salute, my guy. Y'all already. Double C, salute. Exactly. I'm sorry, I gotta put that on the screen because I don't see how some of y'all, like I said, could really be down with that notion and then thinking that you're being a part of change. No, yeah, you're being a part of change, but it's not the change that's going to be good on your end. Can't do that. Like I said, you cannot force feed these children nonsense. You can't force feed them lies. You can't. Sorry, it gets you mad because it's like, well, at what point are some of y'all going to realize that it's been a target on your kids for a minute? They couldn't target you because you came from a place where you 9 out of 10, you was shielded from a lot of the shit. And it wasn't pushed as heavy. You didn't have a commercial every other second and you see something along the lines of something promoting homosexuality. Like I said again, I want y'all to understand this because I don't need your quote unquote community trying to come at my head. I don't have a problem with y'all doing what y'all do, but stop pushing that agenda on these kids, bro. Y'all want to be a part of some sort of change? All right, change the way you got to thinking, planning that. Because, like I said, these kids are I'm telling you, they can still be on the forefront. They can still be that future. But how the hell you even going to do that when you promoting the wrong shit? You know, like, come on. That's like you telling the boy he can, oh yeah, you can go get you some tampons. You're going to need to get this. No. The hell? That's what I'm saying. At what point does it stop? No, it's another word for that double C, but I couldn't remember it. I think it's hebephile, some shit like that. You ain't that far off though, but I'm just saying that still don't make no sense. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You're not gonna sit here and tell me that that's the. Come on, man. Exactly, because let's be real. You know, like I said, you have people, right? Yeah, let's keep it real. And I'm gonna say it like this: you got, and I'm gonna use both terms. You have pedos, and then you have herbos or hebos, however the fuck they called it. Because I looked up the word the other day. Either which way, those are a danger to your kid, especially if you got your kid out here confused. You got little Billy in the dress for some whatever, or you possibly got your daughter walking out looking like a whole dude. And guess what? You still have these type of people to deal with in the world. Hence why I said your kids need all the protection in the world right now until they're old enough to at least fight and defend themselves. Oh, I got you, Craig.
What up, brother?
What's going on, Craig?
There ain't no mistaking a male from a female. Now, whether grown adults want to admit what they are or they don't, that's a grown adult decision. And when they make those decisions, they can keep that to their household and keep that on their own. There's no reason to push that on nobody else that ain't willing to accept it. When it comes to kids, they need to stop teaching the kids sexual education. They have no right to have any kind of that knowledge whatsoever. We need to quit pushing all this garbage into their minds.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're allowing these kids to tell their parents that they can be whatever they want to be, and they don't have to listen to their mom and dad. And if they don't like it, then they just call CPS and have their parents punished. That's not the way that children should be raised. You know, the kids feel like that they have the power, not the parents. They need to turn that role around.
Yeah, because like I said, they made it to where it's easy for you to catch an ACS case, especially if your child lies. My fault if you hear rain in the background. I'm trying to smoke my damn cigarette and it's pouring down out this bitch. But it's the truth though. No, but it's the truth because they, like I said, see, back in the days, it was hard for us to call ACS or even think about calling them because we knew what the fuck it came with. But then you had people that was doing certain dumb shit too. You had people that was calling ACS on people for no reason, knowing that there wasn't nothing going on. Don't get it twisted. You got some spiteful people like that, and that's why it's good sometimes to just be on your swivel. And they really need to reverse that role back because how the fuck is the kids and even some of these women getting more control than just all in all? Like, come on. Gotta make it make sense.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's like I said in the chat. Yeah, turn them electronics off and you got to get in the real world, and you got to get in tune with what your kids are doing. You know, and in most cases, parents hear from their kids that they have a bad day at school, and they just ignore it. That ain't the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to know what's going on with your child at school. And if you don't know, you ought to be in the school finding out. Because, you know, and I've even heard parents say on YouTube that you got to get a permit to go sit in the classroom with your child. I'd burn that place down before they kept me from being around my kid. Level it to the ground. You're not going to tell me how to be a parent. Sorry.
Exactly. I remember a parent coming up because I was walking past. I was walking past. I went to do a side job for somebody, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just do that because, like I said, that's money. That's extra money. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get this. I went and did a side job, and it wasn't even much. I was helping somebody move some shit out, and all I could hear, because the school was literally across the street from the building, all I could hear is, "You motherfuckers ain't gonna tell me how to raise my kid. You stupid." So I said, "Oh shit." Like, this lady and the fucking father was going off. Like, I don't know what happened in particular in the school that day. They was going the fuck off. They was like, "I'll bring the news in this bitch and I'm not playing." Like, yeah, I said, "Oh shit." It had to be something crucial, but that's what I'm saying. When you got parents like that really, yeah, y'all got to start going up and seeing what's going on with y'all kids, man. So sometimes you might think your kid doing good in school. Your kid could be a whole class clown, or your kid could be a whole terrorist in school. You don't know. You have to be aware of shit.
Yeah, you got to be involved. You know, go take a day off from work and go sit in that classroom with your child all day. I mean, they can't tell you that you can. If they try to tell you that, then you need to be raising hell. You need to tell everybody you know that, hey, the school ain't letting me take care of my kid. We got to quit playing the victim and letting people tell us how to live our lives. We need to be, you know, people strong in our faith, and we need to be strong in our conviction that we're going to raise our children the way that we want to, not the way that somebody that's in the middle of Washington, D.C. pushing a pencil up their nose half the day thinks that we need to raise our children.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Like, how you going to try to tell somebody? I can see if the child was really being abused and it was something crucial, then that's a different story. You got all rights to you know, include yourself as a teacher or whatever. But then again, if you know ain't nothing seriously wrong with this kid, I don't know why you would even try to tell the parent how to raise their kid. If their kid was doing bad in school, what you think gonna happen? What you gonna tell them? Oh, you can't whoop your kid. Man, listen, when they get in this house, anything's possible. What the hell you talking about?
Yeah, maybe the person telling you that you can't whip your child needs to whoop them themselves.
Yeah, because how you going to try to tell somebody they can't discipline their kid? But guess what? Don't you got kids? And some of these teachers do be having kids. I'm like, hold up, you got kids. So that means you letting your kid do whatever. Then if you ain't disciplining your kid, how you going to tell somebody they can't discipline this? Like, come on. No, it don't work like that. You got some parents that will really be on your neck about shit.
Yeah, I'm not saying that abuse is okay, but you know what? There's a rear end on a child for a reason. And you can pop their butt, and I'm not saying you need to put them in pain, but you give them a pop on the butt and get their attention, and then have a conversation with them. You know, you ain't got to go commando on them or anything like that, but you know, you spare the rod, you spoil a child. Putting children in timeout and telling them that, you know, that's the way to solve problems is not the way you solve problems. You solve problems by communication. And you got to let children know, hey, this is your limit, and this is as far as you're going to go, period. You know, and then for somebody else to tell your child that what your education or your child raising skills are is wrong doesn't fly. I mean, we got to have that control back.
That's a whole fact. That's why I said, man. Like, and then the sad part about it, like I was saying, all in all, you know, you got to give that awareness to these youngins even still, because, like I said, they can't go not near corner, or you can't watch near thing without you seeing something that's promoting things of those natures. And like I said, they are too young to be even fathoming that thought in the first place. Like, come on, let the kids be kids. Let them discover how we used to discover. Let them discover whatever, whatever. And when they get a certain age and when it's time to ask those questions, it's time to ask those questions.
Yeah, turn them TVs off. The damn devil boxes is what I'm going to call them from now on. Turn off that electronics and take them kids outside, play in the park. You know, get out in the dirt and do something with them. Because keeping them inside and keeping them basically drugged up on electronics is not healthy for them. One, it doesn't help them build immunity to colds or anything of that nature. And two, you know, they need the fresh air. They need to go out and get that energy out. And there's nothing wrong with giving a child chores either. Give them something to do.
That'll teach them the value of a dollar sometimes when you're giving them chores. Like, all right, you want this? All right, well, guess what? You're going to have to do this, and at the end of the week, I'll give you whatever you're going to get. You better not spend it all either. That's what they need to do, and that's the truth. So, shoot, sometimes that's how we did it. Like, shoot, we know we're going to have to do something to get something. But that told us the value of a dollar. Like, all right, at the end of the week, I know I'm going to have something. I could be able to do whatever and try to hold on to something.
Well, I think chores are chores, and that's just an expectation. You know, that's part of being a household. You know, and if they want to do something else to earn what I would call, you know, whatever they, I don't even know what phrase to use, but, you know, if they want to have extra money on top of what they get as being part of the household, then, you know, they should work extra hard for that. Allowance, I guess, is what you would call
it. Yeah, because that's what they, like I said, because most of us, we was getting a little allowance, and then sometimes if we knew we was going to need something extra, shoot, sometimes we tuck on a little extra shit, like, no, let me see if the neighbor needs something. See, like with me, when I was younger, it was, if I wasn't doing something, it wasn't even me with chores. Usually my chore would be, sometimes I'd knock on before she passed away, my neighbor, if I was going out, she'd catch me, and like, it's like she caught me at the right time every other time. You going to the store? Yeah. I need you to take this and keep change. One day I looked at her and said, yo, you know you gave me $100. Your stuff don't even cost $7. I know. But you always doing this, that, and third. And I'm like, oh shoot, thank you. And I could have gave it back to her. And she wouldn't, I'll try to give it back to her. She wouldn't even accept that shit. She's like, no, that's for you. That's for all the times that you go to the store for me when I ask you to. And even though you don't necessarily have to, you do it.
There's nothing wrong with failing. And I think that that's a mistake that they're making in these school systems with these kids. Because if you don't try, you don't fail, then you're never going to succeed.
Exactly.
You know, and we as a people are natural hunters. We strive for excellence when we're given the opportunity. If we're not given the opportunity to be excellent, then we're just mediocre and we don't care. You know, telling everybody that they're equal is just making people lazy, because the people that can excel and exceed don't try. You know, why should they put in the extra effort if they're going to be treated the same as the people that don't do anything? It's a dumbing of our whole society. You know, and just like anything else, if you see somebody that's successful and you're inspired by that, and you try harder to be successful like they are, then, you know, it's a double win. But if you see somebody that's successful and you get negative and butthurt about it, and you just have nothing but trash to talk about that person, then you're just ruining the situation.
Facts. You know, like I said, it's just some things that you know for a fact as a parent you're supposed to stand strong on. Like I said, certain principles should still be instilled in you because you already know. If your parents were shielding you from certain things as a kid, you got kids now, you need to be shielding them at their best, because right now it's just too many different damn agendas that's being pushed. You know, and that's what I'm saying. It's the sad part about it all. Bad enough, like I said, the drug agenda is still being pushed to a degree. And you got more youngins right now messing with the pills and everything else when they should be trying to mess with these books. But as bad enough it's not just that agenda. Like I said again, you have this agenda of promoting all this homosexuality on all aspects. I'm gonna tell you this right now. This is not even to be funny. I literally, while I was before I even came to work, literally seen 3 damn commercials before I left out that house. All 3 of them had some sort of homosexuality, and I'm like, come on, man. Like, that's not the first thing somebody should see. You see a commercial, and the first thing you see is 2 guys kissing. I don't want to see that. Sorry, I just don't want to see that.
Yep, turn it off. Turn it off.
No, that's the sad part. I turned from one channel to another channel, and it was another. I was like, oh, they really playing games today. And it's like almost every channel you click to, at some point you seen something that was just like, yo, y'all are really promoting this shit out here crazy.
You know, and don't get it twisted either, because it's not just on the local TV programming, but Netflix, all these streaming avenues, all are pushing the same agenda. You know, and there's a place for some of that programming, and there's a place for that programming shouldn't be a part of.
Yeah, because like I said, you bringing this agenda and you pushing it too much. And then, like I said, why are you sitting there having this damn convo with your kid about this and this and oh, you could no, they shouldn't be worried about that. They should not be worried about that. Like I said, you pushing too many boundaries. Like you heard my boy said last night about he working in the shelter. And all the shit that happened. How the hell that's what I'm saying. It's too many. All this, oh, you can identify as this, and it's starting to be crazy now. You can, you could resonate as this, but you still got your parts. You got to make it make sense.
Well, there's nothing wrong with being stern with your child, but at the same time, you also got to make the child understand that you love them too. So that, you know, when you're in these situations where you got to tell them that what they're being taught isn't right, they understand that it's coming from your heart, not from just being, you know, at a point where you're just being toxic towards them. They have to be able to differentiate between the reality of the real world and the disillusion that these schools are pushing on them. You know, and that even goes with the history stuff. I mean, they're not teaching children factual history. They're teaching history with an agenda behind it.
Old fact.
You know, they want children to feel like that they're either bullies or they're being oppressed. That's not the case. Children don't know anything. Babies start out with a clean slate. You know, so everything that's dumped on them from the time that they are first born to the time they turn 18 is man-made. You know, whatever you are allowing your kid to be subjected to is going to be the final result of who they are.
There's a whole fact.
It's important to be aware. And I don't care what anybody in Washington says, a male cannot give birth to a baby. It's biologically impossible. Even the skeletal structure of a man is never going to be the skeletal structure of a woman. And a woman's skeletal structure is never going to be the same as a man.
Exactly.
There are certain parts of this life that are designed with a purpose.
Yeah, see, and that's what I'm saying. Like, all in all, it boggles your mind because you figure, all right, you already got the win. In my opinion, you already got the win. You wanted people to accept you and give you equality, which we already was kind of giving you equality because You're still a human being at the end of the day. But you can't make this whole damn thing about pushing all of these damn things on the kids, man. Let the kids find out when they get older if that's what they want to do. That's why when somebody try to come at me with that stupid logic one day, I said, you got to make it make sense. Prove it. I said, I need to see scientific proof that kids can be born gay. I need to know that. I'm sorry. He said that. I just looked at him and walked away. I said, I need proof about that. And if you can't give me proof, don't say nothing to me no more, because what I'm about to say to you, I should just slap you with a book. You have to make it make sense.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm a firm believer that not everybody's equal. Not everybody's talents are the same, and not everybody's desires are the same. That's why we're human. We're all unique, every one of us. There are not two humans on this planet that are identical in every aspect. But every child deserves the same opportunity, but nobody's equal. And life isn't equal. Life isn't fair. Everybody doesn't get the same outcome. So, and it's why it's important to do something now and be active and make sure that these kids get a fair stand in their own shoes, because if you don't stand up for these kids, nobody else will. Nobody cares more than you care about these kids.
Because like I said, I don't see how any parent who's supposed to have common sense, I don't see how y'all can even remotely even follow that gender. Like I said, you want to be a part of something, you think you're being a part of change, but what it is they are changing all the dynamics, and they changing all of the blueprints for these kids. So what you want to tell me is when your kid come out the womb, you're supposed to put a dress on him knowing that's a boy? Like, that's what I'm saying. You gotta really make things make sense.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. If a spade's a spade, you can look at it in any different direction you look at it, but it's still a spade at the end of the day.
Make no damn sense, man. That's what I'm saying. With all the different things that we know for a fact is a damaging factor, this gotta be the most damaging one. I'm sorry, it gotta be the most damaging one, because it's like you don't give a damn no more. You showing for a fact you don't care, because at any time you know for a fact it's something immorally wrong, you still going with it. What does that say about you? I don't think I could just, like I said, I don't think I could just even turn my eye to it. And I couldn't turn my eye to it only because it's like, now let's be real. You still got to worry about all of this going on in the school. You forgot, kids are still targets even in school, and they don't gotta be. They be targets not from the teachers. They can be targets just from the other students themselves. Your son going into school with a skirt or some sort of whatever that you know is built for a girl. What you think gonna happen? Besides laughing, you already know that's when the ignorance will show up. Your kid could possibly end up getting hurt or possibly killed, because some people are so ignorant to that point that could definitely cause you your life. So I'm saying you have to think about that. Kid fall a certain way, or that's just like if they push the kid down the stairs and he hurt himself, or possibly hit his head the wrong way and get killed. So I'm saying, yeah, you could get mad, you could be upset, you could grieve and all of that, but you gotta think about it too. You push that agenda. And if you would have kept your child safe and with the notion of education, certain things like that would not occur. For those who just tuned in, you already know, hit the like button. New to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. It's just something to take into consideration. No way in the hell you gonna tell me that in this day and age it's supposed to be accepted with all these damn agendas. No, I don't believe so. You would choose to accept certain things, but you can't accept things that you know for a fact is morally wrong. You can't. You're going right along with the machine instead of going against the machine. And I don't think that's the best way to do it neither. That's why I said at some point it ain't gonna be a race thing. It's gonna be everybody gonna have to stand up type of thing. Because I still feel like they want to implement something the way not everybody's gonna feel a type of way. And once they do, half of y'all gonna be like, oh shoot. Like, damn, we really got an issue now. Yeah, you got an issue. I don't know. This world done got me. I don't know. This world got me boggled right now.
Well, if you're not mad, then you're not really paying attention. You're aware. You know, it's been going on for too many decades now. And we get to the point now where if we don't change the situation, the people that are coming up are going to be worse than the ones we're dealing with now. You know, and I would much rather see the public school system go away and for kids to be learning at home than to have them end up being a whole nother new generation of kids that are taught things that are a lie right from the get-go.
Exactly. That's why you gotta start back. Like even when it comes down to them being younger, you gotta go back to the essence. Read books. Read the right type of books to them. Read with them. You know, you read the things that you know for a fact you're supposed to read around the kids. Don't read something and you don't read something that you know you wouldn't necessarily been reading your damn self. Like just do the right things when it comes to the kids. Period.
That's what I tell my grandkids. If you won't do it around your mom, then you shouldn't be doing it, period. If you're going to do that in front of your mom, don't be doing it. You know, and at that point, kids are smart enough to figure out, hey, if I won't do this in front of mom, maybe I should think about it.
Yeah, but then you got some kids, like I said, they're gonna follow the followers anyway, and they're gonna follow the quote unquote leaders. It's just a small handful of them. That's what I'm saying. Some of them want to be in the in crowd so badly. And then for the parents that's sitting there pushing that, you basically, yeah, you want to make them a part of something. You want to make them a part of something, but guess what? They ain't gonna be able to get rid of that overall stench, if you want to call it. Not gonna be able to get rid of that. That's gonna always be something because guess what? Everybody knows what it is with you right now. And then on top of that, if you are doing things along the lines that you know you shouldn't be doing, you basically showing them and you basically giving these kids a clear example that you don't give a damn about nothing. But that's not the way it was back in the day, and I feel that shit should change. Kids gotta follow you, discipline to the best, and then that's it. Yeah, you don't necessarily have to go Rambo on them. You don't. But you definitely gotta get their attention. And if you don't get their attention, this is what's gonna happen. Then before it's all said and done, there's gonna be questions that you know for a fact they shouldn't be asking. They're gonna end up asking. Because 9 out of 10, either it's something that they seen while they was out and about, or something that was forced on them while they was in school. I don't know, you know, it just my bad. 'Cause I had to double check something. These motherfuckers left this shit open. My bad, y'all. But ain't nothing happening anyway. It's raining. That part right there, school. So I'm saying, come on, you as a parent should know. You wasn't raised a certain way. Don't raise your kids a certain way because you want to be a part of some sort of agenda or movement. It's not the way that works. What you want to tell a boy he could get his period? What you want to tell you? What you want to tell your daughter she could grow a penis? What you want to tell your kid that two boys can have a baby? What you want to tell them two girls can have a baby? No. Got to make it make sense, y'all. Like I said, I'm all for equality to some degrees. You live how you want to see fit, but guess what? Don't push it on these ones. Because then when it's all said and done, what are you going to do? You going to, when they start asking real truthful questions, you still want to lie to them? That's what I'm saying. You can look them dead in the eyes and lie to them. Come on, man. And what does that say about your character? You know, come on. You still sitting here mad. You can't be mad. You setting yourself up for failure. You setting your kids up for failure. If you can allow your kid, like I said, to go out in the world and be something that you know for a fact they ain't supposed to be, you just selling yourself short. You selling your kids short too.
Not just that, but kids learn by our actions as much as they do by what we say or what we tell them. So you got to be truthful with yourself when you're trying to raise these kids too.
That's a whole fact. I don't know. This shit is always gonna boggle my mind only because I feel some of y'all parents should wake up and understand that this is no longer a game, and this ain't even chess. They not playing chess with us. They literally just taking us off. They taking us off with all this stupidity that they trying to promote. And then the quote unquote acceptance that you were trying to get us to like, no, we can only accept what we can accept, especially if it's logical or it's reasonable. Other than that, ain't man, we ain't doing no. The hell, my bad, I was dropped. Oh shoot, damn internet on the job. What the hell? Jesus Christ. Damn, my bad, y'all. Multitasking as usual, but no, it's crazy. And you know what's this is what makes me even more upset about to a degree. You actually have some households in those communities that I'm like, what are you going to explain to these kids when they start getting older and asking the real tough questions? How are you going to explain that there's two mommies in the house? I need you to fucking make that make sense. And then just like my boy said yesterday, you got some women that you know for a fact you was just going with a phase, then you turned around. Now all of a sudden you got all these kids, and now because somebody is not with you, now all of a sudden you want to resonate with being a lesbian again. You can't do that. You can't be playing both sides of the field. If this is what you resonate with, and you know that's exactly what you resonate with, stay over there. Don't be flipping back and forth. And that's for some of you men too. Stop flipping back and forth. So I'm saying there's too much confusion, there's too much headaches when it comes to this for real. Like I said, I think that's just the saddest thing in the world when y'all gotta sit here and lie to the kids and then look them straight in the face like you didn't lie to them. Then, like I said, for y'all to even sit here and promote that, or you helping these kids promote it, that's not cool. Kids don't know what they really want. They don't know if they want to be with the opposite sex or not to a degree. But you trying to force an issue or you trying to force the situation for most of them to just go that route. Crazy.
And kids are going to soak up everything they see in front of them like sponges. So, part of that is leading by example. If you will allow yourself to be in a toxic situation in a relationship, then the kid's going to think that that's acceptable and that's okay. It's not.
Exactly.
And when you subject them to your own shortcomings and your own issues, then you're teaching them as much as you're teaching them as much negativity as you're trying to teach them positivity. So, what your kids are learning, the environment they exist in, and what you'll allow them to be subjected to is all on you. And nobody will care more than you do, and nobody should care more than you do about all that stuff.
Hold on a second. Who this? Yeah, what the hell? You up here twice? Craig, you was up here twice?
I'm up here twice?
Yeah, it looked like you had the other picture up there. Or unless somebody was trying to come, I don't know, because I just see it said another Craig Dobbin, but it had the other picture on it.
There'll only be one me. I don't know who it would be.
No, I'm trying to see because they were just trying to come up on the panel, but they got your name on it. So I'm like, how the hell? No. Hope somebody ain't trying to be stupid. Public service announcement. No time to be stupid trying to troll in other people's names. Be gone, bitches. No, I seen that it looked like it was a guest, and I'm like, who the hell? And I'm seeing is you, but it got the other avatar on it.
We got my old avatar up there?
Yeah.
Somebody fishing.
Yeah, there's always somebody being stupid. When you know it's shit like this that we really need to be bringing to the forefront. Like, nigga, don't do that shit tonight.
Obviously,
yeah, we niggas don't never take a break.
It's obviously somebody that wants me to be flattered. I'm impressed.
Yeah, but they done disappeared as soon as I sell that shoe twice and disappeared. So I be saying with these cornballs have nothing else better to produce in their own life. And y'all probably the fucking people who are helping push that agenda on these kids. Fucking sad individual.
It's got to be lonely too, I've said all the time, get out of the shadows, come out into the light where everybody can see you, be a part of it. Quit shadow hugging, and if you're going to shadow hug, at least clean up the property.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It be sad. If you want to come up here so badly, then you might as well not try to troll up under somebody else's page. Come up under your own page. And even still, I wouldn't let you up because for all I know, you fucking be a porn bomber, you dickheads. Like, look, when it comes to these damn topics, y'all people can't stop me from what I'm bringing, man. All this little distractions you trying to do, guess what? At some point, it affects you. If it ain't already affect you already. Don't let that go over your head. I don't be knowing what's wrong with y'all.
If this subject or this conversation upsets you, maybe you should do some soul searching. I mean, really, maybe you should sit down and have a conversation with God and seek out some some truth in your life, because if you get mad about what we're saying up here, then you need to really figure out who you are or what you're doing. This kind of conversation gets under your skin, you need to really stop and think twice about how your life's flowing. And I'll tell you right now, God doesn't make mistakes, people do.
Whole fact.
You
That's
know,
all
I'm
I'm
not
saying.
going to get into that whole religion conversation because it's not even a conversation for today. But I'm just telling you, if your faith is telling you that you got to be that way, maybe you need to re-examine your situation.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's certain
So
things I do.
because that kind of activity around your kids is not healthy for anybody. You know, you reap what you sow. If you sow out bad kids, you're going to have a bad experience with them sooner or later, because those are the people that you are going to depend on to take care of you at some point in your life.
Or they might not even want to.
I know people in the chat that are thankful every day that their kids are around to help them. Imagine what it would be like if you needed your child and they weren't there. I mean, I can't even imagine that. Yeah, religion and faith are two different things, Alan, completely. We've had that conversation, and I don't want to go down that rabbit hole tonight, but just, you know, be aware that, you know, we reap what we sow. If you're not involved and you're not in tune with making sure your child's getting the mental nurturing that they need and not some garbage, then, you know, you're part of the problem.
Yeah, that's a whole fact, because I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, even what he just said, they that's why I told somebody, and they looked at me funny when I said that. I said I can't label myself as no Christian or any of that because I never followed one. And then think about it. Yeah, some of y'all quote unquote Christians is the first ones trying to damn somebody to hell or trying to be holier than thou. Y'all got some snakes and skeletons in your closet.
Yep, and I'll be the first to admit I'm not perfect. I'm human. I make mistakes. And, you know, that's one of the things I've said before. I'll say it again now. Whatever information that I'm giving you, I encourage you to go seek out and research that information, because I don't have all the answers. I mean, I have all the right answers. But if it make you think about it, then you can go find the information for yourself and you can find your own answers and have it right directly from the source.
That's a whole fact.
Don't be afraid to open a book or go to Google and search something out and read a story or read several stories. Communicate with people. Because there's more than one way to skin a cat. You know, and if I'm wrong, come back and tell me I'm wrong. I'd like to hear it. Or if you have a different point of view, I'm open to hear it too.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying that my way is the only way, because I know way better than that.
Oh man. Okay, I know I needed this. My bad. I'm looking at a damn paper I was been looking for, son of a bitch. At least I'm gonna be happy tomorrow. No, but all in all, like I said, everybody gonna have a different view and opinion on certain things, but there's gonna be certain things that we know for a fact, and we know for a fact ain't logical, and it shouldn't be pushed. And you're not gonna still continue to sit here and tell these kids that they can be anything in the world they want to be. It could be a female today, a boy. No, you can't do that. Stop trying to change the parallels, man. Doing shit like that, and then guess what? Like I said, when they do start getting a certain age, now it's, well, why you lied about this? Or, well, why this was so, like, why is this such a thing now?
That's just it. You know, every opportunity is an opportunity. And if a child doesn't put the effort in, their opportunities are not going to be as good as the child that does. So, you know, that's a conversation I tell my grandkids all the time. Then, look, Grandpa, I got an A, and I said, "Yep, that's average." You know, you need to strive for that excellence.
Exactly. See, there's ways to give these kids education, and did it just stop raining? Oh, I've been bamboozled, y'all. Yeah, we're just going to
think about whether you're going to stop smoking or not. How's that?
I'll stop smoking. I'll stop smoking when it's time for me to go upstairs. Other than that, yeah.
Hey, I quit, so anybody can do it. You know, if I can manage.
No, I wasn't talking about the cigarette. I was talking about my other shit when I go on smoke break. I need to.
That's up to you. That's your choice.
Yeah, I ain't promoting it to the kids though. I ain't promoting it to the kids, baby. Like, you know, but that's what I'm saying. I don't believe in telling these kids the wrong things and falsifying information. Just like I said, when you lying to them at a certain age, guess what? They gonna take that literal. That's one of the first things. Well, why you ain't just break it down to me instead of lying? Or why you ain't tell me this was what it was gonna be? So I'm saying you can't set these kids up for failure. If you want to be a part of that agenda making movement, then guess what? Might as well say most of these kids are gonna fail. They're gonna fail in life only because you are sitting there plaguing their minds with all the falsehoods. Lost as a people, y'all. Like I said, gotta gain that proper knowledge because at some point it ain't gonna be a black on white or ain't gonna be none of that. It's gonna be literally everybody gonna have to stand up hand to hand because there's gonna be things they're gonna try to implement on us. And trust me, if they don't think they can get us with it, they're gonna try to do some next shit. Like they already said something about they doing the that facial recognition and all that other stuff. You ain't gonna be able to go in certain buildings. And if somebody was looking for you, guess what? If you did something that you know they looking for you for, guess what? That shit cuts you. You getting wrapped up now. That's all I'm saying. You got cameras everywhere, out and about. But when it comes to these schools, they don't have not a near lick of cameras where they supposed to be at. Half of these schools now they ain't no damn cameras. So you don't know what could be happening. Boy, you know your quote unquote kid who you telling could be this one is now being touched by a teacher. You don't know what the hell could be happening in the school. That's what I'm saying. Parents gonna have to really start going up and seeing what's going on, man. You have to.
Don't be afraid to pull the sheets back and look underneath the covers in them schools to see what's going on. Take early. How you doing?
Oh shoot. You was late for the club, but you came for the good talk. Still late for church, sis, but it's all good. What's going on, Tay? Happy Sunday. You know, like I said, you know, it is the truth though. You can't get mad when specific kids just don't want to be a part of that movement. especially if they already feel like some of them already kind of carved in what they kind of do want. Maybe I'm different because I knew what the hell I wanted before I was even 10. I wonder if they even got fucking videos of me chasing people. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I already knew what the hell I wanted. I know everybody not going to know right away what it is, but then even still, once you think you know what you want, you should either stand firm on that or don't stand on nothing until you know exactly what you want.
Well, Tay's a prime example of a mother that's got her stuff together. And she don't bring her dating life into any relationships with her son. And she don't make her son understand or see any of that kind of stuff. So, there's James. What's up,
Yo,
James?
What's going on, my guy? For those who just tuned in, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Yes, this is the open panel. And if you've seen the title, yes, we talking about why they need to stop pushing these agendas on these kids. You don't have to. It makes sense. And see, the ones who are getting their stuff together are the ones who are already knowing what's what. I would commend y'all, because it's not easy. Like I said, it's hard to try to have a balance of raising your kid, doing like living your life, and then you gotta also make sure in the same token they being shielded from the dumb shit that they promote. Well, that's an extra added fear now. Like I said, you don't want to get no call about your kid dying because you push them, confuse them. Now they out here strung out, trying to kill themselves because now they already know. They already feel like they are, like they're a disgrace to the world. But they wouldn't feel that way if you'd have just let them be kids and let them figure out what's what. I don't know. This shit is weird.
Yeah, and even as adults, we still tend to strive and learn new things. And, not being aware of what your kids are learning and not being able to grow and learn alongside them is not a benefit to them.
Yeah, really stop raining for the time being, son of a bitch. Oh, man, no, but all in all, like I said, you just gotta understand this and understand this. If your moral compass and your third eye ain't open, you're gonna allow your kids to fall for anything, and you're gonna fall for anything. And you don't think it's time to break that damn cycle of just like you don't think it's time?
Oh crap! James already stirring the pot.
What you done did now? That's how I tell you doing it the right way. You look, I'm gonna say this right here. For women like Tay and everybody else, y'all do the right things when you try to shield your kids from whatever. Now, it's a difference if you know for a fact, like you said, either you gonna be marrying somebody or you got a deep relationship with them and you could trust them enough, then you do the right things, but you keep your kids shielded. Like I said, stop trying to have 1,000,001 different people around your kids, and then some of these kids are getting influenced by the shit because you got different people around.
Not only that, but what if a child falls in love with somebody that you're not in love with?
Exactly.
Then you're going to go and break their heart twice.
It's a whole fact. See, nobody understands that. That's something that cannot be overlooked either. It can't be overlooked because when this is all said and done, that's another heartache and another headache that you don't need.
That's why, instead of teaching kids about whether or not they're male or female, I ought to be teaching kids that, hey, that's not for you. Wait till you're an adult. That's something for you to discuss with your parents. That's not for the school to decide. Because we got too many babies having babies.
My fault. I thought this damn. Oh yeah, I gotta get back inside in a second. I just have to go double check something in this damn gate. But nah, that's what I'm saying. Nobody should be able to tell you how to raise your kid, and if you feel your kid is not getting either the proper education, or if you feel your kid is in any type of danger, even when it comes to genders, then you homeschool your kid. Just that simple. But then we know how it is. Some parents ain't gonna want to fucking homeschool their kid because they so busy a lot of time. Nah, I get away from this kid. You shouldn't have brought. I be telling people, if you feel like this was going to be something, you shouldn't have laid up and had them. I'm not saying that some people don't think their kids are blessings, because they are a blessing regardless of what. But if you know you wasn't mentally prepared for them, even on the aspect of trying to teach them, then you shouldn't have had them. Like I said, I'm just sick of the way they keep trying to push agendas, and I'm for sure going to be standing on that. I don't give a damn. It's not going to be no overweek. No, I'm standing against that because these kids don't need to learn some of this shit. And these kids already are confused to some degree. They don't need to be even more confused.
Yeah. At the end of the day, all children need love. And it's time to invest in a kid that you see that needs it. Be aware of your community. There's kids out there that are struggling, and just take a little bit of attention aspect.
Facts. Yeah, first time experience, ain't thinking nothing but about the. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's always an after the fact, but then, like I said, it should be enough common sense to know you ain't trying to hear that 9 months later and you ain't really trying to be a parent. You better wrap it up. That's why they still have protection. And even when you think you better have extra protection. I used to keep more than 3 in my pocket in case one popped. I wasn't playing. Like, I ain't trying to hear that shit. And I wasn't trying to hear that. Like, not then neither. Like I said, even when it comes down to certain things, even if you think your kid might be active to a degree when they get a certain age, you better sit them down and fucking really have that talk with them. Before school have a talk with them, you better have a talk with them.
Not only that, but you better have an actual talk with them, not just some bullshit conversation.
Exactly.
There ain't no 5-minute conversation when it comes to dealing with those kinds of emotions. And that's an ongoing conversation. It should be a daily conversation. So they know and understand what the repercussions of making adult decisions are, because it's an adult decision, not a child decision. They're going to stand in that ring. They're going to box with the boxers. Put your kid in a ring full of Muhammad Ali's? I wouldn't.
Facts.
I'm just saying. You're going to let your kid box with that. They're going to come back with some battle scars. And some of them may not be healable.
Yeah, because some of them are already, like I said, when a child go through their first little whatever, first little crush or first little breakup, yeah, that's something right there, because now you're going to have to, now you got to really explain the wave of emotions they feeling and really just break it down for them. Because some of them are going to feel like that was their first and last shot of anything. And you gotta break it down to them like, nah, for one person that might not, there'll be somebody else along that line that will fucking accept you for who you are. I do feel it's a sad notion that, it's to a degree now, like I said, you are pushing so many different agendas, and it's really just mind boggling. It really messes up your whole vision of thought, because you'd be like, well, what the hell was y'all thinking when y'all decided to implement this? Like, what kind of weed was y'all smoking? Because I want to smoke it. Shit. Maybe I might make some rash decision that everybody might follow. Shit. Come on now.
Well, and if I said it once, I've said it 100 times, and take and tell you, women need to be the prize. And, giving up that prize for just any Tom, Dick, and Harry walking down the street leads to emotional scars that you don't even need. I mean, we've got people now in our community that are dealing with emotional scars, and they ain't even been like that. So, if we don't teach our kids to expect higher expectations, then they're never gonna have those expectations of perfection. And not that everybody ever gets to perfection, but you ought to strive to be at a level that is breathtaking.
Yeah. That is a whole fact. That's why I said it's not to be funny. Because I told somebody one day, I said, man, listen, I said the main thing you always gotta remember is that, yeah, sometimes we might make a little mistake. But if you made a mistake, you're supposed to learn from that mistake and not make that same mistake again. If you know you messed up, you probably had a baby with a wrong person. Don't have no more babies until you know you ready and you with the right person.
Hey, man. Not all mistakes are bad mistakes either.
Amen. Blessings. No, I know that part. But I'm saying, even if you felt like I shouldn't have even had no child with this one, that lesson should be, all right, I gotta find somebody that I know for a fact is gonna accept me and mine. And if we're gonna build and have our own, shoot, we gotta be on the same page.
Not just that, but I mean, if you got a child with somebody that you ain't really meshing with, you got to find a way to mesh, because that child needs both of you.
Exactly.
You both done brought that child in the world. You both got to be accountable for it.
Big facts.
And that's another situation. I mean, if I had a child with a woman and she was bound and determined to make sure that I wasn't a part of that, it'd be a bloodbath.
Exactly.
But that doesn't mean that I need to be disrespectful or disrespecting her in front of that child. No. I chose to make that decision, so, I have to take all of it into account. That's right, Liz. It takes two people. And you know what? That's part of reteaching our youth to teach men that women are a prize. And if they make a mistake and they pick the wrong prize, then they should still honor that prize. They should at least be truthful enough with themselves to say, hey, you know what? I'm in this for the long haul. There isn't no reason to cower out or to be a bully. Make the best of it and try to make an actable relationship with that person for the sake of your child.
Exactly.
Once that child's born, it's no longer about you. It's about the child. And men have a hard time understanding that. And it doesn't mean you show up on Sunday and pat the kid on the head and say, see you next week. That's not the way that works. Welcome back, Tay.
Yay, she back. Yay.
I have the highest respect for Tay. I think that she's doing an awesome job as being a mother. And, she's 100% truth. If she tells you something, you might as well believe it. She tells you it's going to be purple outside, it's going to be raining unicorns, you better get some armor. I'm just saying. There's Ryder, another one of my favorite people.
Bartholomew. That's what's going on, bro. What's going on, y'all? Nah, but it's the truth though. You know, like I said, it's not. I'm not even trying to be funny style. I'm just looking at it from the standpoint. I don't care if you're a single parent. I don't care if you got both. I don't care if you managing to raise kids together or whatever. You gotta understand that these agendas that are being pushed, even in the schools, it's not funny no more. And then you're gonna have
not even remotely funny. Not only that, but they're not even teaching kids how to write. So you need to sit down with your kids and show them how to write. They need to learn how to sign their name and do things as an adult, because the schools aren't going to let them have that.
Yeah, the school's going by now whatever you was taught already. So that's just like, oh man, I thought it was a raccoon. I was about to throw a brick. Damn cat. No, but it's the crazy part, because like I said, if you know for a fact you just ain't trying to be down with whatever that they genders are, then like I said, you definitely gotta get on the ball and start teaching your kids. Where you're supposed to teach them how to write their names and even read, because they're gonna require some of that when they get to school. If they don't at least know how to say certain things, they're gonna be in a world full of hurt. That's all I'm saying.
Without mayhem, these kids do need to learn the value of a dollar, how to live within whatever dollar amount that they have. It's not always about making the most money. Sometimes it's learning to live with what you got.
Exactly. I ain't got nothing against cats, V. I got something against you and everybody that was cartwheeling in my club earlier. Y'all done messed up my damn dance floor. How is it possible for y'all to cartwheel to a song that you can't even cartwheel to? Nah, I ain't vegan.
But we love cats. Even if we don't like kitty cats, we love cats.
Yeah, you know what, Tay? We just talked about that last night too. Like, and we talked about that. Like, that's the truth. There's certain things they gonna always try to not teach the kids, because they figure if they don't know this, they can't go to their fullest potential. They ain't gonna want to do it, or they ain't gonna. A kid is supposed to know everything they supposed to know to a degree, and you're supposed to teach them as much as you could teach them. That's not going to mess up their overall balance in life. And pushing the genders that you know for a fact is wrong and you know is immorally wrong, that's not the way to go. And that's why I say you parents definitely got to start getting on the ball, man. Let me see. Is this Charlie Murphy? How you gonna come up here and you ain't even say nothing in the chat? I'm gonna let you up still though. Yo, Vision, what's good, bro?
Salute Nate, salute to the chat, salute to the panel, salute Craig, bro. No, I just woke up and and saw you on the notification that you was still on. I said, "I'm holler at Nate." And the click.
Hell yeah! And speaking of notifications, YouTube is kicking out or the Discord is kicking out the YouTube notifications. So anybody that's in Discord, you're going to know when somebody's going active, whether it's a video or a live stream or whatever it is, it's going to pop out. So I do have that part working in the Discord server, and the more people that join, the more notification setups that I'll do. So it's just another tool that we're using to help keep people aware and to keep that conversation going when we're not even here. So in real time.
See, Tay just said the same thing too. It was a must in school back in the day. Now it's not. Because think about it. You gotta write in cursive to a degree, because guess what? How you gonna sign a contract? How you gonna sign certain things? You need a signature. You can't just print, son. You gotta be able to learn how to write it. Like, come on. That was one thing they did teach us. Even if we couldn't fully get it right, they gave us the blueprint, like on how to really do signatures, all of that stuff, in case we needed to.
How to write your life away. Huh?
Yeah,
Not only that, but how the hell are you even going to read the Constitution if you can't read cursive and you can't write it?
exactly.
You know, if you can't read or write, then they've got you in a vice hold. They got you right where they want you, right between the crosshairs.
Yeah. And see, that's the truth. What like Liz just said, and I'm saying on that too. Half of the stuff that they was teaching us back in the day, they ain't even teaching in that. What they're teaching is something that was just implemented maybe I'm gonna say 20 or so years ago, because some of this math that's being pushed now, I didn't know half, nigga, it wasn't none of this math back in the day. I'm like, what the fuck is this? My goddaughter came to me one day, yo, I need your help with this. I was like, depends on what it is. And she showed, I said, I don't know. I've been out of school mad long. I said, this is new to me. This ain't the same math I remember. I said, I'm sorry, I can't even help you with that. You know, I try my best, but shit.
That's facts, Nate. That's facts. A lot of schoolwork that the children doing now ain't never had that shit in the class.
Yeah.
Like algebra 3 and shit. I ain't even know algebra had numbers on it like that. I know about algebra 1 and 2. They got algebra 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah. Just like we're back in the day, it was considered math 1 and math 2. Now, like you said, they done switched the shit up. Now it's like 6. Yeah, because you're going to have people who not going to get some of that math that you're trying to teach off the rip. They got to break it down. They always have levels because some people learn a little bit different. That's why I'm saying, like, you're doing too much, man. Like, that's why I said, when I looked at that, I said, yeah, I can try to help you with the history, because it seemed like y'all still learning that old bullshit history anyway. So I can teach you. I can help you with that. Don't ask me to help you with no new age math, because this shit look crazy to me.
Yeah, man, look at like majority of the stuff they teach us. Like I'm gonna say the urban community. Majority of the school work that they giving these days pushing a lot of kids out of school. Really can't succeed and learn it like that. They don't even have too many special education classes like they used to have back in the day. They trying to combine that with the regular churn now. Like I don't know if they're cutting back on money or what.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. How is it? Like I said, when we was going to school, we was literally on them buses sometimes before 7:30. We wasn't getting out of school after 3, so we technically wasn't getting home till almost 4 o'clock. And then it was just straight to the homework first before we did anything. TV or any of that shit. Nah, nigga, do your homework. You get to your homework. Do what you gotta do. Shoot, nowadays these kids
Right.
ain't even, like I said, these kids got
They
books.
ain't even in school really, Nate. Think about it, like when you really look at school these days, these children got more time off than they do in.
Facts. They snow days would be the lightest snow, son. That's why I be laughing. I was like
For me, I was like, yeah, they let the churn out for teacher conferences and shit. Well, we had to go to school for that. Them teachers had that shit after school. Teacher appreciation day and shit. Churn don't gotta go to school. Type of shit that they got all kind of shit going on.
yeah, because this is my thing.
Like, hit it up, Nate.
Nah, but this is my thing, bro. You got these, yeah, they got more days out of school than we did. But this is my thing too. How do you still give kids books and then guess what? They're not writing down. Some of these schools, they ain't even doing all that. We giving, homework Rexos and shit like that. Nah, everything is online now. So now,
Right.
like some of these schools, your kid could have homework out the yin yang, and if you not really on point with what's going on, then your kid can tell you he ain't got no homework. Knowing if you go on that damn thing and look, it's probably this nigga got like 2 weeks worth of homework he's supposed to do. That's what I'm saying. You gotta be on point with that, because some of these schools not implementing even when it come down to permission slips and shit, they're not doing that for trips. If you ain't going on that little school thing and seeing what's what, you just gonna be asked out.
The best thing, there was a test that everybody looked over. that help both sides at the same time and sticking together. If people really realize when COVID hit and the children couldn't go to school, they sent majority all the children home with laptops. So the children had to sign in on time and do their work from home. The good part is there was a timing for parents to bond with their kids. And on top of that, wherever they left off with, start back, they learning process at the same time and get smarter together. Man, nigga took computers and done the opposite with the shit.
Exactly. Hey, Tanya, blessings. I see you up here. I see y'all here sneaking in here like it's the club. Don't worry, the club been over.
That's
Nah,
fine,
but
man.
it's the truth,
Chill
that's
at
why I
any
said it.
time, man. Yeah, keep it real at night with some positive on their brain.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Man, listen. Even when there was times when I'm gonna say this, even when things was lacking to some degree back then, the parents had a balance to say, you know what, if they ain't gonna do certain shit, I'm gonna do it myself. That's why I was certain things that I knew when I fucked my teachers' heads up. They was like, how you know about that? Because my mom not just taught me shit. My mom used to take me a lot of places. Some of these things they be like, oh, how you know about that? I go to the damn art museum and shit every other fucking. If it wasn't the art museum, I was in the Museum of Modern Arts. If it wasn't that, I was always somewhere where there was some sort of education going on, science center, so on and so forth. So it's not like I didn't know. And a lot of times it wasn't even school funded. Sometimes they would pick the kids up. Yo, we're gonna do this we're gonna do this. Like that's how the community used to give it up. Even if it was times you'd be like, yo, son, we doing something for the kids, bro. If you want here, this is how much it's gonna cost. Come on, they used to take the kids out. Like, see, like even in my community at one point, we was doing shit to a point where it was like these kids was never bored, even when they were starting to close certain things down. We used to be funding our own little shit. We going to Six Flags. Yo, we going here.
Right.
Yo, we
I
going to do
remember
this.
them days. For the
Come on.
summertime, they used to get a little bus rides for the churn and shit. All that shit gone.
Yeah.
It got harder. Time just got harder, yo. And a lot of people that really was, in a way where it was financially, conversation wise, no more.
Papa Will, I see you over here sliding in here with a sun kiss. Pass that
Man,
Pepsi. Nah, but it's the
that's
truth, though.
Y2K, huh? That's Y2K.
Yeah. Nigga said I prefer Pepsi
Okay,
over
man.
sun
It's a panel.
Yeah, man.
That's how I look at a lot of things, What you think, Craig, bro?
Oh, he probably on mute real quick. James just said something that was truth, though. And this is not even just with the kids. These adults will be lost because some of these adults don't know how to unplug from a fucking app. So guess what? If the internet was to shut down and it was more than 3 days, some of these motherfuckers will go crazy because they ain't got no source of entertainment. And then now they got to be forced to really deal with reality.
When we were kids, we made our own entertainment out of sticks and rocks and dirt, trees, creeks, and whatever else we could find.
Facts. Arts, simple things like arts and crafts and shit like that. Man, listen. And that's why I said, like, my boys came on last. It was two of my boys that was speaking for some who caught the live last night. It wasn't just my boy Heineken that was speaking. My other boy Mel, like these people know me personally, went to school, all that. He's like day one niggas. And they was both even saying something that resonated because it was like I said, it's just some things you're not gonna be able to say you're gonna sit here and accept. No, you gotta teach these kids the best way possible because guess what? If you don't teach them, schools ain't gonna teach them, and neither is the world. The world's going to teach them how cold it is, and the world's going to teach them that they only got a handful of options. And you either going to go down that road of being a thug and possibly crashing out, or you going to be a thug, or you going to be into some shit and you could possibly get killed. or you're going to take those drugs. So I'm saying, like, you know, you got to give these kids more. You got to give these kids more fucking options, man. That's why I'm saying my mom used to do certain shit. Even if be like, yo, you know what? We're gonna grab this. We're gonna do this. Shit, even saying niggas shit. Sometimes I used to go with my moms to the beaches, grab up a whole bunch of sand because she used to do that little bottle art shit, nigga, with the food coloring and all that. Nigga, those shits used to be slapped. Shit, she was selling them shits at one point. That was another side hustle. My mom's taught me the whole thing of, yeah, nigga, even if you working, nigga, get you a little something extra on the side. My mom's is jack of all trades. Now, if I knew how to speak all them different languages like she did, I'd definitely be fucking up the world right now. Because don't think I wouldn't understand what half y'all would be saying. I still understand what some of y'all be saying when I understand certain words. Like, okay, you just called me a bitch. Okay, I heard what you said. Nah, I told you, I fucked the whole Russian. There was a Russian dude one day being on some shit, and he didn't think I knew what the hell he said. And I turned around and grabbed him the fuck up and said, if you ever call me that again, you better say that shit in my face. Don't wait till I walk away. He didn't even think I knew what he said. I turned around and said, who the fuck you nigga your mother? Fuck you talking to like that? Shuck that nigga all the way up. And I ain't even want to get that route. But I'm just like, you ain't gonna do that, bro. I know what you just called me in your language. And you wouldn't even say that in English because you know 9 out of 10 you'd have got beat up. So why would you even sit there and try to think somebody, like, some people are aware of it. Like one time I got a cousin that is literally a half-breed. You, as black as he is, you think he'd be like me. No, he cursing you out in Spanish. He even knew what the fuck it is. Because he's like, yo, son, you ever hear this in Spanish? You already know what this is. Up, say no more. So you had to tell me. What I'm saying, it be too much, man. Kids got more days out of school, even the slightest snow day. They kids ain't going to school. What? And then there's some of these days. Look, some of this shit now they making up now. Some of these days they making up now just to keep kids out of school.
Man,
like,
that new shit last year they started with that what that shit is, Juneteenth shit.
Yeah, Juneteenth. They started that shit. Yeah.
Oh man, who that shit come from?
Yeah, they even though it has some sort of whatever, I don't know why you would want to wait eons now to want to try to even acknowledge that shit. But you know what's crazy?
You know the bad part I'm about to tell you, Nate, the trip part about it, the influence of it is on the black culture.
Oh, I already know that. That's why I was laughing at something, because you think about it. I was watching an old Chappelle show skit, and when he said Happy Reparations Day, Happy Juneteenth, I'm like, the fuck? So what the hell is Juneteenth? And what look, what's my odds that, wait, this was said in what, 2003 or going into 2004? I think it was 2003 when Chappelle's show was out. Look how long it took for that to really be a fucking existence now, Juneteenth. I'm like, what the hell? You acknowledging this shit now, and then you acknowledging it, and you don't even know what you're acknowledging. So I'm saying they're just making anything in particular to keep these kids out of school more and more, especially in New York City. Because like I said, a snow day, or what would be a snow day for some people, it ain't a snow day for us. We could get the lightest snow, and they're going to try to say, oh, schools is canceled for the day. Why? Let these kids go to school. If their roads ain't messed up, if it ain't to a point where you got to start really like digging out the roads, let these kids go to school.
For real, your school be a lot of sometimes school be a lot of churn and escape too, bro.
Yeah, and that's a fact. Say, listen, you ain't telling me nothing that like we don't know, but we know we got to teach these kids, because not everything is always going to be in these phones. Not everything is going to be in these phones, nigga. You got to read these books. That's why they trying to close up some of these libraries and shit. Now they trying to close up anything that has anything to do with knowledgeable books that we know we would be sitting here trying to, you know, break down for the kids. Especially some kids be interested in books. You'll be surprised if you really just open your kid mind. You'll be surprised what the hell your kid can achieve, or what the hell your kid talents would be. You gotta read the books, because guess what? You ain't gonna get certain directions on no fucking Google or no internet. You gonna literally have to find that book and look for it and start studying or doing whatever it is you gotta do.
I know you're trying to be good, Miss Aussie, and you know
She ain't got no choice. I'll punch on her scalp piece. Still love you, baby.
But you know, that's one of the things with this education thing. As parents, if you're having trouble, well, that's what we're doing this Discord thing for. If you don't understand how to relate or teach your child, ask questions. There's never, the only dumb question is the one that's never asked. So if you got to ask a question to somebody, and if you got to throw an axe to get their attention, throw an axe to get them. You know, don't be scared to learn something that you need to help your child with. We have resources. We have ways to get people things that they need.
Yeah, bro, it's a lot of crazy shit going on.
Another social media without all the bullshit attached to it. No ads, no kind of agenda or propaganda behind it whatsoever. It's just a server that we all can be a part of, and you can interact as much as you want, and you can not interact as much as you want.
Hey, bro, you know, the internet, another thing the internet did, it made a big bad escape route for a lot of problematic situations in the household, yo. People not even kids, it's like grown folks that's still going through a lot of shit in households.
And we just wanted to have an ability for people to communicate real time without giving up personal information. I mean, you can go in there and you can text message direct to people, direct message back and forth. You can be in a group conversation. I built several channels in there with different topic headers. It's for the community, and we're going to maintain it, and we're going to keep civil order. We have several admins and several moderators that are going to be in charge to make sure that people don't get out of line and don't get it twisted, but the door's open. We want everybody to feel welcome to be a part of it. And the other thing that it's doing is we're kicking out YouTube notifications for everything. If it's on your channel and it pops a YouTube notification, it'll be on the server. So, you know, all these notifications that YouTube doesn't push to promote all of our content, it will be on the Discord server. And if it's not, it's a rare occasion. So, you know, I encourage everybody to be a part of it. And, you know, if you join the server, I'll make sure that your YouTube notifications get hit. And if you need to ask questions, ask them. I mean, we have rooms in there. If you're not comfortable talking in front of people and you want to hit somebody up solo, you can send them a direct message. And if you need help with it, ask, because it's there for you. I mean, that's what we're doing it for.
But you're an internet tech.
What was that?
You're an internet technician.
You can put pictures on there. You can put videos on there. You can have voice conversations. You can do all kinds of things.
No, I'm saying is you're an internet technician.
Am I an internet technician?
Yeah.
I'd spent 25 years in telecommunications. So I've done everything from network engineering to phone system engineering to call center engineering, overhead paging, all kinds of stuff. I'm not an expert at all of it, but I've paid my dues on a lot of it. And, you know, even with the Discord thing, some of this stuff is new to me, but as a community, I want it to be a tool that everybody could use. And everybody's welcome to be a part of it until you're negative. Zero tolerance for negativity. No.
Damn it, it started raining again. Man, which one of y'all didn't do the Indian dance, man? Which one of y'all didn't do the Indian dance? It was supposed to stop, man. Nah, but this is a good conversation, though. I'm glad it's raining. I wasn't going to be doing this shit.
I started the Discord server, and we did it to have real-time communications behind the live streams. So it's a support tool for everybody to use, and you can use it as much as you want, and you can not be a part of it if you don't want to, but it's there, and we encourage everybody to at least join it and interact as you feel like it. If it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon in Australia, you could pop a message on there and somebody could read it when they get out of bed in America. So,
Miss Aussie, don't be sitting there laughing. I wasn't playing. I punch you in your scalp piece. Behave.
Craig, where you from?
And nobody cares about our community more than we do. I promise you that.
Craig, where you from?
Where am I from? I'm from Kansas. I was born in Chicago, lived in Omaha and Kansas on and off all my life. So I spent some time in downtown Chicago when I was a kid, and I lived in Omaha and lived in various parts of Kansas. So
sound like you ain't want to leave Kansas.
What
The only spot he stays there is pause.
the hell are you wheezing for now? What you done did now? You better not be having no heart attack in here, lady. You already
I'm
did
just saying
something before.
they be having situations like that out there by you.
What?
And all that type of. I'm talking about him in Kansas.
What, with snow and shit?
No, I'm talking about like
Kansas is just
Fries
like
for
everywhere
help.
else in the country. I mean, everything that happens
Be
in the
helping all
Midwest
that out there.
is a slower trend than what happens on the coastline. But, it's no different than the coastline. I mean, the price of fuel is still up. The price of food is still up. Some things are not available. Some things are hard to get. Other things are too available or too easy to get.
The
So,
government put the squeeze on everybody, bro.
Right.
yeah, our public schools are
It's
trash.
gonna be the hardest year. It's gonna be the hardest year. Everybody make it through. You gotta be prayed up to get through this year, bro. The powers that be gonna make it tight and hard for everybody. But those who know how to, do what they do to survive. Everybody gotta take their lick in now.
Yep, and that's what we're trying to do with this community is raise awareness and get people to interact with it. Not just on here, but you got to be active in your communities too.
I will punch you in the forehead. I will punch you in the forehead. You keep trying me.
But this ain't even the end of the first year of the month, and it felt like we're in the middle of this year already.
Yeah, because we've been dealing with a little bit of everything. Nah, because I feel like we've been dealing with a little bit of everything so far. And it's always like that, bro. Like this is everything. This is something everybody got to realize. Every time a new year come in, it feel like by the end of January, it feel like we already in the middle of March or we in the middle of June because so much has happened within a month's time between the deaths, between the stupid shit going on. Like I said,
it didn't happen faster though. It ain't happen like this last year. Last year, shit started going bad like when school let out, like when the summer hit, shit started going downhill from that day, from then on. But this year here, it started exactly the first of the year. Crazy shit. The first of the year ain't never stopped yet. They let you know this is gonna be a bad year.
No doubt, true. You already, Marlon. You already know.
Everybody got their own opinion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just, man, it be too much because, like I said, it's just you can't sit here and overlook or underlook anything, especially when it comes to this shit. Kids definitely need to be more aware, be brought to the light on certain things because, like I said, if you don't teach them the best ways possible, who else going to teach them? You gonna let the schools teach them to a degree and teach them the wrong shit? You gonna let the streets teach them and definitely let them teach them the wrong shit? Or you gonna really be on your P's and Q's and try to do the best possible?
I look at it like this, Nate. You know how I look at it? The majority of the parents that failed as parents.
Well, that's another
Whatever
one of
they
my.
trying to do. You hear me? That's why so many parents back up what their kids do. That's why if you put your hand on their churn, they quick to fight. They come into the school, they raising hell, they beating up school bus drivers because they fail. So now they feel like the only thing they could do for their kids is back them up on that bullshit. But they ain't trying to learn that. They time had passed. So that shit just trickle over, man. Ain't too, I don't know, bro. I know, that's an opinion. You might pull it up. It could be facts. Majority of it's true.
Right.
That's,
But see, that's the thing too. Some adults gotta understand too. Rather you, even if you got kids and you feel you at a certain part of your life, you still gotta be the best possible example for your kid. And you ain't never too old to learn something. Not saying you can't do certain things. No, even if it's something along the lines of, all right, I might be too old to do this, but I know I could definitely do this. I could definitely type in them things on the computer. I could definitely do this, that, and third. I could do it with billing and coding. Or I could do. You're never too old to learn anything in life that you're trying to learn. You just gotta apply yourself. And if you got kids, you're supposed to keep applying yourself. Your kids are supposed to be your motivation to keep applying yourself every day because you gotta fucking teach them on every aspect of that battlefield, whether you want to believe it or not.
Yeah, that's one of the things I always say too. We're Americans, and that means that we can. We're not Americans. So we can do whatever we choose to do because we're Americans. Our actions have repercussions and accountability, but we can do anything that we want to do.
I'm saying, like, see, we got the technology in our hands. Like I said, we got everything in the palm of our hands because of a cell phone. But then again, there's some things like you're not gonna literally be able to read or even get info on. So you're gonna have to go to these spots and get these books, even if you gotta order them shits. Shit, you can get an audio book and fucking listen. If you don't want to read shit, get your audio book. That shit'll read right for you. At least you know you getting something.
If you can't read, tell somebody.
Because you want to be technical, Craig. Before it was even audio book, now they had audio book, but it wasn't the audio book you thinking about. You literally had a tape player, earphones, and whatever the hell was on that tape that was recorded. That's it. There goes your audio book right there. Because you have people who was putting books and stuff on tape back in the day. So of course that's what they was doing. All right, this is our audio book. If you don't want to read here, listen to this and get something out of it.
Hey, you know what? Sign language is not that hard to learn, real.
shit, man, they been had that back in the G. Nate, like you said, they just ain't have a name for it. And then in the 90s, you know what they call that shit? Hooked on finance.
Facts. Well, see, that's the thing. Some of these people. Oh, go ahead.
If you can't read or you need help with something, you just speak up. And if you don't want to do it in public, reach out to somebody in private because there's no reason why you should feel like that you can't learn something.
Exactly. Because that's what I was telling somebody. It's not like you can't. It's not like you can't sit here and learn certain things at a certain age. Like I said, you got some people now who, if they couldn't finish school when they was in school, because whether they was going to the service or whatever it might have been, or they might have to quit school because they got to raise a family, they got to raise their brothers and sisters, whatever the background might be. Some of these people are just now getting their GEDs and stuff. So that goes to show you ain't never too old to learn and get something. You just gotta apply yourself.
But they got some people that made it out of college at 82 years old.
Yeah.
I know people who have been to college and can't read a lick. So, you know.
Yeah, some people go for being an athlete. You know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, because you know how they always get the special treatment
all the time. There's a lot of ways to get ahead in certain parts of life, but it depends on if that's your field. The majority of us, you know, we don't get that opportunity. So you just gotta stick in there and do what you do.
Yeah, like one of my cousins was playing. Like one of my cousins was playing on varsity. He was playing on the team and all that shit. And I'm like, don't get it twisted. My cousin could have probably been in the league, but luckily he went to college, and luckily he fucking did what he took a major that it benefited him. Because when he went down and couldn't play no more, he got right into that shit, and he good now. And like I said, you can always find something to do, because you're always going to need a backup plan in life. Because one thing that you think is going to work for you, if it doesn't work for you no more, you got to have a backup. You got to keep the prosperity, but you also got to keep everything going in the same motion. I ain't backtrack nothing. You backtrack because it started raining again, Scorp. Stop talking shit in here, man.
Scorp be cutting up.
I know. I'm about to cut her ass, though. She still ain't give me none of that chocolate pie, none of that shit. I'm not talking to you, Scorp. Tired of your shenanigans, Leprechaun. You already, bro.
The ass should be cutting up.
Yeah, doing too much. See, we putting you on the screen. You doing too much of that. So if anybody got pregnant in Club Nate, it was Scorpio Lady 4. Remember that. You want to grab stuff, and you ain't taking no responsibility.
I don't think so. Trying to go on that.
Yo, True, what you choosing violence for? What you choosing violence for? What, you had a bet in the game or something?
It's choosing violence for them kids. You want to stand up and take a stand and say, you're not going to teach my kid crap today.
Back.
Man, sure, been talking it for years, bro. We was the first one. That the test was passed, bro. Our generation.
Yo, you in and out, bro. Your mic was in and out.
2 minutes 30 and 40-year-olds came out mentally stable. Real talk, they got niggas that been on the street, never been to jail 20, 30 years, never done nothing with their life. Got kids, never done nothing for them. Running around here, been there, tell you the world, still staying with mom. But a lot of crazy shit out there.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. We was lucky to survive some of that, but for some who was able to survive it and able to maneuver around it, you got kids now. So that means you still got to be extra, even though things have changed from when you was coming up. It's only but so many changes. Like some of this shit, yeah, we know it's still a problematic thing that been happening. But then you got things that you know you got to keep your kids on the forefront for, because they, like I said, these agendas are getting pushed every little direction. You could go walking outside and you probably see a poster that you ain't supposed to be seeing, and it's just automatically promoting something. Like I said, when you got young kids, especially that's really not knowing or having no knowledge, they see certain things, they're gonna be like, mommy, why this going on? Like, you know, and it's not to be funny, but that's just they're gonna ask questions because they full of curiosity. But they shouldn't be learning certain things. They shouldn't be curious about some of these things until they get older, enough to understand what it is that they want and what they don't want. Like I said, don't force feed the kids something that you know for a fact is going to be a downfall for them. Don't do that. I see y'all in here just cutting all the way up today. Scorpio lady, watch your mouth. You ain't getting nothing but a peanut butter sandwich. Like I said, just things you need to really think about. Do you sit there and let your kids fail, or do you try to see them succeed the best way possible? The reason why I say that too is because let's think about it. You got kids who, even if they ain't getting the agenda pushed on them, you got some of these kids hanging with the wrong people, getting into the wrong type of drugs. People either losing their kids on drugs or they gotta literally get them proper help once they find out their kid is on drugs. And that's not the easiest thing to deal with. That should be every parent fear, that your kid be on drugs before time. So I said you got to be mindful of what's going on, even if it's certain things you are doing. Don't do it around them. Show them better. I don't care how much weed you smoke. Don't show your kids that you're gonna be smoked. Don't even smoke around them. You wait till they not around you and you go do you. Exactly what the fuck they used to do back in the day. Yo, brothers, I ain't fucking with you, son.
That ain't real, Nate, right? That happened though, yo, over the years.
Well, you know, Nate, that could be a two-way thing. Like I said earlier to children, if you wouldn't do it in front of your mother, don't do it. Parents should think the same way. If you're not going to do it in front of your child, should you really be doing that?
Exactly. So I said you shouldn't be like this. I still go back to that video I was talking about. Damn girl got her two young ones. She trying to fake strut for the runway and shit like that and bust her whole ass in them heels. And then looking for the kids to pick you up. Them kids is no bigger than you. So how the hell they gonna help pick you up, your big ass up off the street? Sorry to say it like that, but it was like you was trying to be cute for the camera. Yeah, hold this baby. Like, why are you even giving these kids the notion to do certain things or be a part of certain things that you know for a fact your parents would have fucking frowned upon?
True, you never know, Nate.
Yo, you already know, True. You have a good one, bro. Yo, if you're doing that live sometime during the week, you know I'm gonna be in there, bro. You already know.
That's a little true.
Or for those who just tuned in, hit the like button. Again, if you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to the Shadow Gang. And I know there's an honorary shadow hugger in here somewhere that's going to pop back up in the chat at some point. But hopefully he got that, hopefully, like I said, everybody get that message, man. Like, time to come together for better, man. And you got to definitely start teaching these kids better. And if there's ones that you know for a fact you can't reach, you can't worry about those ones. Because at some point, they will get reached. You can only reach those who want to accept whatever right now and try to make that best push forward. That's it. No doubt, bro. I'm going to be in here tomorrow. You already. That's what's up, Papa Will. Shoot. Yo, Alan, you already know, bro. Appreciate you for tuning in, man. And yo, bro, if anytime you want to pop up on the panel, you already know you're more than welcome, my dude. Shit. And like I say, there's some things everybody got to take into consideration. You're going to have to really give your kids the best possible options right now. You can't say it more clear. Do you set your kids up to be the next best thing or the next, game changer? Or do you set them up to just be a failure and a waste of space in life? And I would hope that some of y'all would have have the common sense really to say that. Some of these kids need it. I can't say all of them. I'm sorry. I can't say all of them. As much as you want to try to help all of them, some of them just already going to be, they already wired to go a certain way. And there's only so much you can do with just pray and hope that they get the message before time. Yeah, but guess what, Papa Will? That was the main thing. See, even though you came from a different background, you had enough common sense to know I can't basically keep the same cycle that was done with me. My kid gotta find their own way in life to a degree, but they gotta also have that guidance from their parents. They are the offspring and they are the representation of you. And see, I can sit here and stand on that because, like I said, I don't feel any agenda should be pushed on no kid at all. Don't give a damn. It's a medical agenda, this agenda. No, it shouldn't be forced on no kids, especially kids who are carefree and, still learning the ins and outs. And that should be the goal for a lot of y'all parents. It really should be. Even if you, what the fuck was that? Oh shit, y'all. If y'all see me turn the camera on, y'all gonna know that I wasn't playing. I tried to kick a raccoon in his head. But like, come on now. A lot of things you gotta take that in stride. You gotta give your kid every tool imaginable to fucking make it, especially with all the stuff that's already being pushed, and they know they're gonna continue to push it until it gets abolished. So yeah, you gotta give them the best. Don't be laughing at me, James. I'm serious. I was trying to get the camera on. Like, look, see what happens. Like, nah, bro, but they don't be the raccoons like that though. Like it's different things though, realist. I'm dead ass. Like I said, that wasn't even a raccoon. That was a whole big ass fat cat. That nigga looked like he came out the Spanish restaurant with all that fucking fur on him. Nigga big as shit.
Salute, bro. I'm about to bounce out. I gotta get up in the morning. Salute to the chat. Salute to you, Craig, bro. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for letting me up, Nate, bro.
You already know, bro, son. There's always love up here, bro. Anytime the panel opens, son, the main ones y'all already know, y'all niggas always pop up. Especially when it's topics like this, bro, because everybody has something to bring to this conversation.
Absolutely, and that's what we gotta strive for a better tomorrow. That's the whole point. What can we do to fix the issues of today to have a better tomorrow? Not just for us, but for the people around us.
Gotta say sorry for somebody getting leg dropped over there. I'm about to say, Craig, there is no WWE in the house. Oh man. Oh yeah, they definitely rob your ass, Papa Will. They'll definitely rob you. Like I said, I almost kicked one in the head because I'm smoking my cigarette, and as I'm looking, that motherfucker ran past my foot. I was like, oh. Hey, DJ is blessings. See y'all in here. Like I said, conversations like this is always going to be good builders, regardless. I know some of y'all got things to do in the mountains. Man, back to work in school for a lot of y'all. You know, I definitely, like I said, when it comes to these topics, that's always going to be something brought up here. I was trying to give my boy some time too, as I know he said he was supposed to be getting off work at a certain time, but he probably done crashed already. But it is what it is. Like I said, topics like this will always have a continuance because it's still going on every day. Wait, hold up, Platty. You're not gonna be stealing my little. First of all, you ain't even do it right. Where's the thinking emojis at? You supposed to have the thinking emojis and then put what you want. You trying to be like me, baby. But all in all, this was a good conversation. And like I said, for those who just tuned in or for those who might have been late to the show, you can always catch the replay. Like I said, it's just going to be topics like this that's going to be brought on a daily because it's time to really try to make some sort of change. And I'm going to say this for certain people in particular. If you know you can't even do for yourself, you can't sit here and want to do for somebody. You can't sit here and say that you want to make a change and you can't even make a change in your own life. Now, don't get it twisted. There are some people who are making everything out of nothing. And that's why I said at some point, I'm trying to get this other person up. But I don't think he on YouTube like that. I'm going to try to see if I can I'm trying to see if they can get that shit rolling. They get it rolling. I'm going to show y'all exactly what I mean about somebody having nothing and still doing the best he can trying to help somebody that's in dire positions. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. About to have a love connection in here. Oh, shoot. You know, but come on, man. You know, it's just common sense now. Even though we know it ain't so common, it's time for y'all to start using that common sense. There's some things you ain't gonna never really be able to say you're gonna feel comfortable doing around your kids or even trying to implement to your kids. And you as a parent should know there's some things you just don't say or do. You know? That's what I'm saying. When it's all said and done, you gotta understand this. As much as time is changing right now, you want to get on that fucking bus with your kid at least and try to steer that bus the right direction. Don't let your kid be on a crash course to failure. Don't. Because then when they do, how you want to look yourself in the face? But you know, like I said, this right here is another topic of discussion for another day. Because I'm about to switch the dynamic on this one. When I come back to this conversation, you want to hear it. And I'm just giving a public service announcement to those who need to hear it. Shit you going to hear from my peoples, we all in tune. We all have knowledge. So don't ever get it twisted and think we don't know what the fuck is going on. We know what's going on. It's just only so much we can do. And even the smallest steps is better than taking no steps, man. Yo, you already know, realist. Shoot, I'm about to chop this off in a minute, too. I know some of y'all got work in school in the morning. I wasn't going to keep y'all all night neither. I definitely just want to have this open panels. Like I said, I just definitely want to get the different views and opinions from the people like I usually do. Because these are topics right now that's affecting everybody as a whole. Whether you got your own kids, you raising your sister's kids, or whoever. It affects these kids. Well, you definitely gonna have this discussion on another day, and I'm gonna definitely make sure that it's organized. Because trust me, I got a few people that love speaking on topics like this. It's hard to get these niggas sometimes. These motherfuckers, they're just like me. They wanted, yo, sir, I'll try to do something with you. Nigga, you know I'm at work. And vice versa. So, one of these days, I'm going to get a couple of my peoples. Like I said, because they'll tell you straight up offhand. And these stories, too, is just inspiration. It just goes to show you that no matter what you coming from, you can try to uplift yourself and get out the worst situations. And still be able to pass knowledge along, whether it's to your kids or it's to somebody else's kids. You know? Papa Will said, don't make me go to bed. Hey, you a grown man. I ain't making you go to bed. But I do got to get off this shit, though. I might actually have to fucking call my manager. I got a feeling some shit gonna pop off anyway, and I'm gonna definitely have to let his ass know. There's always something when I come back to work, though. You know? But when it comes to these topics, we're gonna definitely be bringing these shits back. Like I said, you're not getting nothing else but what you want to get. And right now, the awareness and education will always be the most important tools that you're gonna have to bring. Because if you ain't bringing the knowledge and you ain't trying to help people be knowledgeable, then what the hell could you possibly do? But you know, I definitely appreciate everybody that tuned in for the conversation. Shouts to the replay gang. Definitely shouts to the Shadow Rochers that's rocking with your boy. You already know what it is. You know, for everybody that was in the chat, y'all already know it's always love when y'all here. Shout outs to Vision, shout outs to Craig. Like I said, combos like this will continue to be happening on this channel, and we're gonna always have a balance. Everybody's gonna keep continuing to have these same vibes for building.
And I'm gonna say with the hound in the background whining like crazy, that just remember, you're queens and you're gents. You're part of my church, and we're not gonna let nobody come into church and be disrespectful to nobody. So carry on accordingly. Be blessed. Be who you are. Be true to yourself. Be true to them kids because they deserve it.
Facts.
Catch. Thank you for having me, Nate. I'll be back in the chat. So,
no doubt, Greg. You already know panel open. You already know you're more than welcome, bro.
Always.
Yeah, but you know, like I said, this was definitely a good build. And again, shouts to everybody who was in attendance. And if you missed the live, catch the replay. Like I said, you're going to get tools of building. You're also going to get knowledgeable information. And you're just going to get a little bit of everything a channel is supposed to bring you. Get different type of content creator. So there's just certain things not going to be highly entertaining. But right now, trying to save your kids and save everything that we once learned or once had, we got to bring that back. If we not teaching these kids nothing, then we ain't gonna never fucking teach ourselves to be better neither. And you can't want to stay stuck and stand still. It's just something for y'all to really get. You know? Again, I hope all of y'all have a blessed evening. Y'all stay safe. Keep that third eye open. You know we be back in this motherfucker tomorrow. You know? And we definitely gonna chop it up. Shit. Tomorrow night probably might be another open panel. I got something I might want to touch up on, so y'all already know. Like I said, I hope y'all all stay safe. Y'all have a blessed evening. Some of y'all might catch me running around these streets. So you already know what it is. You know, until the next live, we out of here. Peace and blessings.